The group Sew Subversive are here with me from San Francisco, and today we're making projects taking those old clothes your ex-boyfriend left lying around and turning them into something useful, because he wasn't. But this is. And this is a very cute tank. This one is made out of a man's button-up shirt, a long-sleeve button-up shirt. So right now we've already constructed the main part of the tank and we have our straps cut out, and now Hope is going to show us how to put it all together. Okay.
All right, so the next step is you want to take these cut edges and fold them over about ½ inch and iron them down before you seam them. And Melissa's going to help me do that.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
So now we're going to go to the machine and top stitch using a zigzag stitch, right?
That's right. You could also use a straight stitch if you want, but we like the look of a zigzag stitch. All right, so now our straps are done.
And you can see on our finished tank right here, the zigzag is a decorative stitch going all the way along the straps, which is really cute. All right, so what's the next step?
All right, so next we're going to attach the straps. We start off by buttoning these on.
So using the existing buttons that were on the front of the shirt, which is now at the top of our tank, button those on. So cute, I love that. All right, they're buttoned on, and we need to attach this end to the back.
That's correct.
Okay.
And for that I'll be using a straight stitch.
So we now have our straps on, but right now it's looking a little bit shapeless. And if we have a look at this one, it has a little bit more of a trim waist. And to do that, we're going to add some darts. So why don't we pop it on our dress form and have a look?
Just want to make sure they're right underneath her bust. And I usually take in about 1 inch on each side.
So you're going to pin in here just to give it a nice little tuck at the waist.
That's right. And you know, I like to gather about 1 inch or so. So once that is all set, I'm ready to take this off the dress form and I'll go under the sewing machine again.
That's those darts done.
It's all set.
Okay, and if we have a look at the dart here, I'll flip it on its side so you can really see. This is that inch or so that we went in and pinned. And a dart at the waist will always be in sort of like a half moon shape to really taper the waist in. So let's have a look at how it is when we turn it inside out. So you can see that that really gives it some shape. And for the complete instructions for this tank top, just go onto our website. It's DIYnetwork.com. And there it is, all finished. I think it's so cute. What do you think, Melissa? This one's custom fit for you.
It's perfect. That boyfriend will be sorry he ever left that shirt at my house.
We've got a really cute shirt idea for you ladies, and all you need is a man's t-shirt. We'll show you some easy cutting and stitching tricks to make his manly t-shirt work for you.
Why DIY?
I'm with the group Sew Subversive, and we're making projects out of your boyfriend's clothes or your ex-boyfriend's clothes if he's left them at your house. Now, if your ex-boyfriend had one of these shirts, there's probably a good reason that he's your ex, but there's no reason that you shouldn't use it to make something a little bit more glamorous, like this little t-shirt.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very, very cute, and all I've done is basically reset the sleeves and made them a little puffy and a little girly and cut it down so that it fits really well.
Smart.
And this project is actually very simple, so we're rating it E for easy. Now, we want to start off with an extra large or large t-shirt if you can find one. And the reason that we need it this big is not really for the body, but for the sleeves, because these sleeves are exactly as they are on our original t-shirt, and I've just gathered them to make the puff. So you want to have a little bit of room, a bit of body. First off, we're just going to cut the sleeves off. So then we're going to cut off the hem really close to that stitching line, and later on that's going to become the neckband. Now we want to cut the front from the back. So I'm just going to cut that off at the shoulder seam. So now we basically have our fabric for the body, and I'm going to use a pattern. And I've drafted this pattern from one of my favourite t-shirts, and that's a really great way to find a fit that works for you. But if you want this pattern, you can just go onto our website. It's DIYnetwork.com. It'll all be there for you. All right, so I'm going to start with the front. I like to take it and fold it in the centre. And you want to make sure that you're really centered because it does have a design. You want to be careful with that. Lay it out nice and flat. I'm going to pop my pattern on the fold. So I'm going to pin that on and cut away. Now for the back, same thing again. Fold it in half, pop the pattern on top and cut all the way around. All right, so there are all of my pieces. And the first thing that I'm going to work on is the sleeve. So I'll just pop these to the side. So here are our sleeves, just the way that we cut them off. I'm going to measure from the fold, which is this fold right down here. Seam always goes under the arm. So I'm going to measure 4 inches along the seam edge of the sleeve. Pop a pin in on either side. And this is going to be a mark for my basting. And I'm going to use a basting stitch on the machine and then come back and gather it by hand to make this little puffy gathering look. So there I've just run 2 rows of basting stitch. And I'm going to grab my tails, tie them in a knot. I'm going to grab the top 2 strands. You have the top thread and the bobbin threads. I'm going to grab the top thread of both of those lines of stitching, hold it and just pull together. And you want to pull it as tight as it goes between those 8 inches. And once you've done that, tie that off in a knot to hold it in place. So there's your puffy little sleeve. So cute, and you don't have to do anything else to the sleeve. You don't have to hem it, you don't have to recut it. It's ready to go into the body of your t-shirt. So you'll do that with both sleeves, and then you can start to construct the body. Okay, so what we're going to do is lay the back down and pop our front with tuxedo side down. And we'll pin the shoulders and the side seams, take it to the machine, and just run a straight stitch all the way up. Now for all of this machine stitching, I'm using a ballpoint needle, which is a lot kinder on knit fabric. So the body of our t-shirt is all sewn together, and now we can set the sleeves in. And to do this, you're going to line up the seam on the underside of the sleeve with the seam that goes down the side of the t-shirt. So I'm going to pop this inside and do that. You're also going to line up, when you fold it in half, you want to line up the middle of your gathers with the seam along the shoulder. Alright, so our sleeve is all pinned inside the armhole there. I'm going to take that to the machine and just stitch all the way around. So they're all in there, and if I turn this inside out, it starts to reveal our t-shirt. Now sleeves can be a bit tricky, can't they?
Yes.
You know, I think when people are starting out, they're always wary of sleeves, but if you're working with a t-shirt, it's pretty forgiving, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, knits and t-shirt fabric.
Yeah.
A little stretch goes a long way.
It does. It helps you ease it in. And when you have a gathered sleeve like this, you know, there's room for a bit of moving around and shifting, so you don't have to be super perfect, as long as your seams are matching up underneath.
When we return, we'll show you a stitch that makes any project look professional. And later, he may have broken your heart, but we can help you mend it by showing you how to transform his old sweatshirt into a cute halter top and turn his jersey into a hot miniskirt. Next.